In a crowded courtroom filled with murmurs and judgmental stares, a black man named Marcus stood tall, his face calm though the officers before him mocked and whispered among themselves. These were the very men who had arrested him, smirking and laughing as though his presence there was a joke. They made comments under their breath, mocking his appearance, his skin, and the idea that someone like him could ever hold authority or dignity. To them, Marcus was just another ordinary man who could be ridiculed without consequence. The judge looked on with a slight frown but did not stop their behavior, as if he too believed the man standing before them was powerless. Yet Marcus remained quiet, letting their words hang in the air, his silence more commanding than their noise. When the judge finally asked him to state his identity for the record, Marcus's calm voice carried across the room. "My name is Marcus Allen, and I am the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation." The courtroom fell silent instantly. The officers who had mocked him froze, their arrogance draining into shock and fear. The judge, who had done nothing to stop their cruelty, leaned back in his chair, visibly shaken. Suddenly, the balance of power had shifted, and those who thought themselves superior realized they were in the presence of one of the highest-ranking officials in the nation. Marcus explained that he had come to witness firsthand how ordinary citizens were treated by those sworn to uphold justice. And sadly, what he experienced proved his point. Racism and prejudice still poison the system. The officers stammered apologies, but Marcus did not need their words. Their actions had already spoken louder than anything they could say. Turning to the court, he reminded everyone that true justice is blind to color, race, or social standing. Respect, he said, is not earned by a badge or a robe but by how one treats others, especially the vulnerable. The judge lowered his head in shame, and the officers stood silently, their earlier laughter now a bitter memory. The lesson was clear: arrogance, prejudice, and mockery crumble in the face of truth and dignity. Marcus left the courtroom not as a victim but as a symbol of strength, proving that integrity will always rise above ignorance. The story spread far beyond the courthouse, becoming a reminder that no matter a person's race or background, respect is a right that should never be denied. The moral of the story is simple yet powerful. Never judge someone by their appearance, for their true worth and authority may be far greater than you could ever imagine.